Hey Nomads! RTR is the biggest van life and RV meetup in the United States, and it's located in Quartzsite, Arizona. And guess what? It's coming up this January, the 9th through the 20th. Let's break down some of the most frequently asked questions and the answers to said questions. I'm going to start with two that are most important to me, which is why I'm doing this. What is the cell and the Wi-Fi signal like? Well, I don't know. It might be okay, and it might be non-existent. Why do I say it like that? Because last year was great for the first week. Then it started to slow down as more people came and wanted to use the internet. There's two types of cell towers. You have CDMA and GSM. Sprint, Verizon, and US Cellular use CDMA. AT&T and T-Mobile use GSM. Most of the rest of the world uses GSM. So what does all that mean? That's kooky stuff. Well, last year Verizon's tower got blocked up and I couldn't get any decent speed after the first week. One solution I looked into was getting two SIM cards and then switching towers if one was quicker. Hobotech has a good video on that, and I'll put that video in the description if you want to check that out. If it's really bad and I can't get any work done, I'll probably make some trips into town or someplace that I can get a signal. There's a Starbucks in Blythe, California, which might be the closest. It's about 30 minutes away. Hopefully, the videos this week will be on schedule, but if they're not, then you know why. So the best thing I could recommend is to please have all your movies and music downloaded before you get to camp. You will not be able to stream when you get there. That also means watching my videos, but if you have to watch something, I guess it's okay if you want to watch a couple of my videos. I guess that's fine. Really pushing it, but I'll let it slide. Okay, on to the second most important thing, Planet Fitness. That's my lifeline to showers and working out. You gotta get strong. The closest one is in Phoenix or Yuma, Arizona. Both are over an hour drive away, if I recall. I'm bringing my jump rope and kettlebell for my fitness needs. For my shower needs, I just picked up a solar shower from Amazon. I'll review it while I'm there and let you know how it is. The link for the best one is in the description. And if you're a lady, there's also an option for a privacy tent. For me, I'm just going to show off my gym gains and my six-pack. Yeah, so. Next question. When and where is RTR located? Well, I already answered that a little bit, but the 2019 RTR location will still be in the Quartzsite area in Skadden Wash. And these are the GPS coordinates. You can put those into your GPS like Google Maps or anything, and it'll get you right there. And the Google Maps link is also in the description below. It's just south of the 2018 RTR location, where Mitchell Mine Road turns east or right. I'm not entirely sure. Put it in the GPS. I can't get anywhere without the GPS. And of course, like I said from the start, it's January 9th through 20th. Why is it there? One, Bob chose to hold it in Quartzsite because it has a lot of great qualities that just make it perfect for us. We've got an abundance of BLM land where we can camp for free, and who doesn't love free camping? Two, while most of the country is being hammered by cold and snow, Quartzsite is pretty warm. It's a nice desert. Warmth is relative, and of course the desert can get kind of cold, so bring stuff to keep you warm in case it goes like that. Last year, the weather was absolutely perfect. It rained for one afternoon, and it just kind of cooled things off and made things really nice. Three, the town of Quartzsite is set up to meet all the basic needs of RVers and all the snowbirds that come in for the winter. So you can get water, you can dispose of your gray water and trash, and you can buy supplies, and that's all pretty easy in that town. Number four, so many RVers and van dwellers gather in Quartzsite in the winter that a lot of vendors come to sell all their goods. They go out of tents and all different types of things. It kind of has a carnival atmosphere. That's the big tent that comes at the end of the month. Number five, Quartzsite is famous for its gems and minerals. So if that's a hobby of yours, you're gonna have lots to do. There's lots of rocks out there. It's great. In fact, I did a special about RTR exclusive seminar about how to find rocks, and you can go check that out. You can't link on this video, but look, you can see kind of the thumbnail of it right there. That's pretty great. This is actually one of my favorite videos that nobody really watched. It's got like 500 views. I think it's pretty good. Let me know what you think of it if you go back and watch it. Here's another question. It's a long ways away. Why should I bother to come to RTR? A lot of people take away from the RTR deep, lifelong friendships. Over and over again, we can see people that come there and make friends that they're going to have for the rest of their life. You'd think that we'd travel so much that we see each other so infrequently that the friendships would fall away, but I know with me, and of course with Bob, he's found the opposite may be true. So I only see some of my friends once a year or even less. I've always been very personally bad at keeping in contact with people. So it's always great to go and visit, and it's just a blast. I would totally just come and meet the community, meet other people, meet other van lifers and RVers. It's going to be a great time. Here's another question. Are there any fees for attending? No, there are absolutely no cost for attending. Of course, you will always spend your normal amount for food and gas, and there's no fees for the RTR or for the camping there. It's all free. That being said, they do take donations if you'd like to donate something like that. What will be provided? Nothing. Nothing will be provided. You're going into the middle of the desert. You're responsible for everything that you need here. There will be porta potties and trash cans. Don't count on those. Don't use the porta potties. Use something like this. I'll link something. Use that. You don't want to use the porta potties. They're going to be sitting out in the sun for a week. Nah. That being said, bring extra water. Bring everything. Bring everything. Bring extra trash bags. Bring firewood. Okay, so here's another deal. If you do want to make a fire, you have to bring your own wood because it's basically illegal to take things out of the desert since it's a natural area and then to burn that. So don't get in trouble like that. Bring your own firewood and make a little pit if you're going to do that. Do I need a permit to camp at the RTR? Quartzsite does have so many RV campers this time of the year that you do need to get a permit for the BLM land. It's free and it's just a formality. You can't get it early, so you have to do it when you get there. What's the weather going to be like in Quartzsite? Well, I kind of answered this before. Generally, it's pretty nice. Daytime highs in the 70s and overnight lows in the high 40s or 30s. Winter storm can blow through every once in a while. Probably not. Might rain a little bit. Overall, last year it was just pristine weather. It was absolutely fantastic. Here's another question. What should I bring? Well, that kind of ties in with the last thing when I said what's going to be provided. Bring everything you need. Everything for normal life. If you got special camping items that you want, bring those. Extra water jugs, extra blankets, heaters. Probably won't need the heaters, but if you want to bring them too. Firewood, that type of thing. Bring all your own food. Not going to be hunting much game in the desert, so anything you need to survive. Next question, what is there to do? Okay, this Quartzsite is a surprisingly interesting place. Here's a list of different things you can do. You got gold prospecting, rock hunting, hiking, photography, mountain biking. You've got shopping with all the big tent vendors. You've got people watching, that's always fun. And of course, things that people always love is going 100 miles south into Mexico for cheap drugs, dental, and all the other stuff that makes Mexico famous. Be careful. Next question. When should I get there and when do I need to leave? Overall, Arizona area is a great place to spend the desert. There's a lot of campsites for this particular location. It only opens on the 8th and closes on the 20th. So this particular RTR campground is actually designated as a no camping spot normally. This is just for us. We're all very special needs. But other than that, when you're done with the RTR, there's a ton of groups and caravans that leave and then stay in the same area. And if you get there, even if you show up now or a month before, there's going to be people in the area all throughout December and January and even February. So I'm sure you'll be able to find something good. Next question. Where is the nearby shopping? So Quartzsite does have several small local grocery stores, but they're pretty expensive and have a very limited selection. There's also a Dollar General and a Family Dollar in town, and a decent local hardware store. The closest national chain store is in Albertsons in Blythe, California, which is about 22 miles away or about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on where you are camped in RTR. Closest Walmart is in Parker, Arizona, which is about 40 miles away. And of course, Phoenix itself is 130 miles away and have everything you could ever possibly want. Sadly, there is no Planet Fitness in this little town. Next question. I'm not a van dweller yet, or I possibly live in an RV or something like that, or I have a tent. Can I still come? Yeah, absolutely. Van dwelling, it doesn't matter what type of vehicle you're in. Anybody can come, even if you're not a van dweller, even if you go in a school bus, RV, whatever. You can just show up, but keep in mind, tent camping is a little rough if it starts to get windy, so just keep that in mind. You can even just come in the middle of the day and then leave at night if you want to go back to town or something, or if you got a motel in the area. Tons of people were doing that yesterday. They just came for the seminars then. Here's the next question. Can I stay in a tent? This just goes in with the last one. Yes, you can, but you need to be aware that the winds can get really brutal out here in the desert. You'll be much better off if you have a vehicle you can move into during the windstorms, even if it's like a car or a minivan. If you have to be in a tent, come prepared for cold weather and bring a tent capable of huge winds. Are my pets and doggos welcome here? So yes, with stipulations. Dogs need to be on a leash. And I talked about this in another video, but you're going to want them on a leash for their own good. Maybe they're really well trained and great around people, but then somebody's generator explodes and they panic and they run off into the desert and you never find them again. Or they go into the desert and get bit by a rattlesnake or eat a cactus or something. It's for their own safety that you're going to want them on leashes. And it's a common courtesy to everybody else around there. So you can absolutely bring the pets. In fact, last year there was a lady with a couple parrots, and Tom has a cat. He's got Odin. Everybody brings their pets. Just keep them in your camp and keep them on leashes. Next question. Can I run my generator? So yeah, you can, but you should be considerate about other people. There was a big thing last year in the quiet camp where somebody wanted to run their generator over the night, and then people complained, and then, you know, they moved to the music camp, and then the music camp complains about, or got complained on because they were too loud. So just in general, if you have a generator, see if you can park further away. I know it's going to be crowded, but yeah, you can bring it. You can bring your generator. Park further away if you can. Try not to run it all day. You probably won't want to anyway, but try not to run it too early in the morning or too late at night. If I recall, there is a BLM National Park national level rule of quiet times, which is, I want to say it was 8 to 10. So you can technically run your generators after that, but probably pushing it. So I'm sure somebody will complain. So next question. I'm interested in getting solar power installed. Can I do that there? Yeah, actually. So this is something that I didn't think about last time, and I had already had my solar set up, but there's an outstanding solar store that's in town with everything you need to do it yourself, or they can do it all for you. And their prices are good, except for the price of the panels, which is a little high. You can get those online. But if you have to get it, there's also a place in Phoenix with good prices on panels. I know Bob used to do installs for people, but he's so busy that he no longer does it. But there are, of course, people there who would probably be willing to help you do your install. But of course, we can't promise that. I can answer your questions too, but I can't spend all day helping you install stuff. So that's just personally me. I'm sure there are people there. Last year, there was a guy who was a solar professional and came down and helped everybody out. He even did a solar install there. So there's seminars and everything different on that. Next question. Can I get mail or packages sent to me here? Yes. You can use the general delivery at the post office for Quartzsite, but there's also a local store that receives UPS, FedEx, and freight packages. Last year, I think it was kind of backed up and you needed to have special permit to get a mail thing. I don't know. I could be making that up. I would try and not get packages delivered there. Next question. Here's a long one. Can I sell stuff at the RTR? What about my crafts and services, etc.? No. BLM is government land, and you know the government needs its pound of flesh and tax cut of everything you do. Even though with fiat currency, taxes aren't required for the government to operate, we still have to become serfs somehow. This includes doing stuff for donations. Bartering is okay in most situations like last time, but your mileage may vary. Now, if you were, say, just handing out business cards with a website link and filming YouTube videos, then I think that's okay. There was also a bulletin board last year, which acted kind of like a Craigslist, where you could post things that you were selling, not in any business capacity. There's no commercial activity allowed, but just selling one thing to another individual, since that's not commercial activity. Bob was very specific that even if you get a permit from the government, he won't let you sell things at his event. Only he can sell things, which goes to support the event. You can offer free products or services, just don't mention the word donations or anything to do with money. Neither on your sign nor verbally. No tip jar or anything like that. You won't get money for it, but you will meet a lot of nice people that way when you donate your time and talent. And if you give a bit, you might just make a customer for life when the RTR is over. But that's my philosophy anyway. I doubt anyone there is going to be entrapping us like the government coming in. But don't let anyone try and badger you into telling you that a price of things or anything like that. Enforcement is usually only required when violations are apparent and obvious or any type of complaint is called in. So I wouldn't worry about being entrapped, but still, just, be careful. Do it all on the down low if you have to. Next question. Hey, you got any more info about that bulletin board? That's a great question. Yeah, they had a bulletin board last year, and that was cool. I like to put little, a YouTuber meetup thing on it and everything like that. We met a couple people that way. That was pretty cool. And then people were selling things and all sorts of things. And I believe it was Enigmatic Nomadic who sold his scooter. I can't remember if that was him, but I remember somebody was selling their scooter. They're going to have 3 bulletin boards. One of the bulletin boards will be for all the information about RTR, everything that's going on, the announcements, things that they need to post, information for emergencies, all things like that. Another one will be for special interest groups and gathering. If you have something that you want to meet up with people, whether it's rock hunting, whether it's talking walks or whatever. If it's meditation, you can post the gatherings on the bulletin board. The other bulletin board will be for items that you either want or services that you want to gift for free to each other. Say you have like a little heater that you're not using anymore and you want to sell that, or a cooler, or you want to sell like a solar panel or something. Yeah, that's fine. Can't sell anything big like a car or your RV. Small one-time use items where, you know, not in a commercial setting. Let me put it that way. Next question. Can I 420 blaze it in the desert? As a good Christian boy, I can't condone smoking the devil's lettuce, but I can't stop enthusiasts from lighting up. But the people who are on the BLM, the park rangers that are going to be patrolling through the camps, definitely can, and they say they will. Although Arizona and Colorado are neighbors, each state's attitude towards weed is incredibly different. In fact, Arizona has some of the strictest weed laws in the country. BLM is exerting its muscle with some stern warnings and veiled threats. It's federal law, and it's always been applied to people camping on federal land. Until that law is changed, it's just a risk you're going to run. Will BLM be actively patrolling? I don't know. They implied that they were. The best bet is to assume that they will be. It's clear that they are determined to stop the RTR from getting out of hand, and for some reason they believe that means marijuana. Smoke at your own risk. I would not. I mean, it's not worth it. Go 2 weeks without it. Anyway, I put a link to the official FAQ in the description if you prefer to read it again. If you want any videos or info, something specific at the RTR, definitely let me know and I will try and film it. It's free to camp, it's free to come, all that stuff. I hope you can come to the RTR. I hope you can come hang out with us. If you're planning on coming and want to meet up, be sure to leave a comment. I will be posting my camping spot when I get there in January. So, hope to see you then.